and holding their breaths for around 3 minutes at a time has taken its toll. Time for a well-earned rest. But as the day nears its end, it's only the beginning for a very special event on Rangiroa. The traditional Rangiroa dance competition. Over 20 different dance groups have gathered to compete against each other. The winner will take part in the final in Tahiti. This spectacle is far from just a tourist experience. Dancing is a big part of life here, and everyone takes part, women, men, and children. It's time for the team to move on. Takarava is an even better place to study the coral reef ecosystem. French Polynesia's second largest atoll is a UNESCO Biosphere Reserve. Its 6 islands host a particularly rich and impressive collection of plants and animals, including some very rare species. This reserve isn't just designed to protect nature. For the people of these flat atolls, it's supposed to facilitate a lifestyle in harmony with nature. That also provides a secure resource base for the future of the islanders. One of the main sources of income here is the export of one of the legendary symbols of the South Pacific, the black Tahiti pearl. Fred meets up with Maitata, one of the divers working on the pearl farm of Whakarapa. Water quality, the composition of the seafloor, and local currents are all decisive factors for the growth of giant black-lipped oysters, the only oysters to produce Polynesian black pearls. They live off microscopic sea creatures, collectively called plankton, and plant components found in the lagoons. Today, pearl farms have taken the place of the traditional Polynesian pearl industry, putting an end to the destructive overexploitation of wild pearl oysters by divers. Towards the end of the 19th century, people realized that this precious species was under threat. Overharvesting spelled disaster for the naturally slow-growing oyster beds. Pollution from agricultural fertilizers and raw sewage added to the problems. Oysters could only be saved by putting strict controls on their collection. The value of individual pearls range from $100 for a small pearl of average quality to $10,000 for a perfectly round pearl with a diameter of 19 millimeters. That you want a pen? You can see the pearl, yeah? I'll pick it up. It's to me that on it. Its rainbow colors are created by the different layers of the pearl, which serve as a kind of prism and break the light, just like raindrops do. Can you give me a tip where to dive around here? Yes, at the South Pass. The South Pass is smaller than the North Pass. That's where you find more sharks. And when you find more sharks, there are also more fish, since people don't tend to fish the waters with many sharks. That's why you will always find a lot of fish where there are lots of sharks. And that's why I think you should go to the South Pass. My tata told us the best place to dive. If we want to get to the South Pass, we'll have to traverse the lagoon. That will take 2 hours by boat, is Alberto. Fakarava is the second biggest lagoon in Polynesia. The distance to Tetamano is 65 kilometers. 65 kilomètres de route pour arriver. We can dive there for a few days. Et on pourra plonger quelques jours là-bas. The team decide to take their chance with Maitata's tip-off and soon get on the way. Dawn on the reef. It is 5 in the morning. First light bathes the shore. The team is ready for their first outing. But the weather isn't exactly as one might imagine the South Pacific. Despite this, the divers try to stay optimistic. It'll be interesting. I've never done it, so I'm curious to see what's here. I hear there's a big school of gray reef sharks, 300 or 400 of them, so I'm excited to see that. You never know if they're going to be here today, or well, you never know what you're going to see, so that's always the exciting part about the first time diving any spot. So we'll see what happens. A challenge.